comes to quarterbacks in the S tier, right? You got to have one of two things. You have to have either the ability to score 25 to 30 points in a week, or you have to have the upside of being the best quarterback in fantasy. So here's the list of quarterbacks down here. Y'all can see it. And we got some trash. Like, who is this dude right here? Is that Sam Ehlinger? Who is this? I'm trying to figure out who everybody is down here, bro. Who the fuck is this? Yo, there's some names. Michael Penix, I see you, boy. I see you. There's some names on here, bro. I got the face to name ratio, bro. Why does Bailey Zappi look dead ass like Mac Jones? That's crazy to me. Like, if you smush Mac Jones' head down, you got Bailey Zappi. I thought, what is that, bro? Some of these quarterbacks on here, man. All right, but in the S tier, let's go to the S tier. I think we got to put Josh Allen up in the S tier. Is there a way to do this easily? Do I need to? Let's try this. I think Josh Allen for sure has to go into the S tier. I don't think there's any question about it. He was the number one quarterback in fantasy last year. And for me, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. No-brainer. All right. So to match, and then to go along with him, and I'll come back and check the comments here in a second. To go along with him, right? Obviously, I think we got to put Lamar Jackson in there. Why is he way down here? We got to put Lamar into the S tier for sure. We got to put Lamar into the S tier. I think he's an S tier QB. And then we can also go with Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, Anthony Richardson, Lamar. For 2024, I'm just going to give you all my thoughts on this. I think Anthony Richardson belongs in the S tier. Now, Anthony Richardson is an S tier quarterback. The only thing is he just has the injury risk, right? Same thing as Lamar. If they can't play 17 games because their mobility, sometimes that'll affect their performance. But I think Anthony Richardson has S tier written all over him. What do y'all think about that? Am I tripping? Or not? Because I got him in the S tier. I think Jalen Hurts is right there too. But my concern with him this season is that he's going to lose some of those touchdowns, the tush-push touchdowns. And if he does, that limits his fantasy value. Let me know if I'm tripping on that. And then the last one is Mahomes. Is Mahomes in the S tier when it comes to fantasy? Because last year he finished as the QB, QB 11, I want to say. He finished as, I'm going to pull up the numbers real quick. Mahomes finished as the QB 8. Is he in the S tier? Because I kind of think he's not. Lamar S tier. We got Lamar, Hurts, Allen, Mahomes in the S tier. Don't put A-Rich in the S tier. I agree. They have to be proven. Y'all want to prove it? All right, we can move him down. I agree. Jay Henny's S tier, but I put him at A just for now. All right, we can do that. I'll put him in the S. I'll put him in the A tier for now. But I think he's right there in the S tier. Let's put him at the top of the A tier. How about that? All right, and I think we can put Mahomes in the S tier at the back end. The only problem I have with it is he finishes the QB 8 last year. And unless Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy hit, if they hit, yes, he's in the S tier. But if not, we're just playing the floor with Mahomes, and his floor just dropped last year to QB 8. So that's my concern with him. I think Jalen Hurts also belongs in the A tier, right? Jalen Hurts belongs in the A tier for sure. And to be honest, he's a little safer than Anthony Richardson. I just think the upside for A-Rich could put him in the S tier. So I think this A tier is like consistent elite quarterbacks that we can count on fantasy-wise. Like, I think this should almost round out most of the top 10, I would say. And then, to be honest, there's a couple other quarterbacks. I know everybody's going to want me to put CJ Stroud in this, but one quarterback I have to put in this tier, and I don't think he gets enough respect, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott to me is A tier. Finishes the QB3 last year. I think Dak has been a top QB now for years. For years, he's been like top 10, and I don't know why we continue to fade Dak. Outside of injuries, he was a QB3 last year, had 4,500 yards, led the league in touchdowns. Like, why wouldn't we put Dak in here? I'd put Hurts at the top of the A tier. Maybe give him S if you think he'll play better without injury. Good call there. Kyler and Burrow, we're going to talk about them in a second. Mahomes is not S tier with the right suspension. Kelsey aging. Nah, see, I'm kind of at, you know what? We're going to have to move Mahomes down. Dak is a fantasy demon. We're going to have to move Mahomes down. I agree with y'all. We're going to have to move Mahomes down. Let's do it. Let's move Mahomes right here. Let's move Mahomes right here. I'd rather have A-Rich than Mahomes. I'm not going to lie to you. I was doing that out of like courtesy. I think let's rock with them. I think CJ Stroud also belongs in here. Stroud, where you at, homie? I think CJ Stroud belongs in this tier. But CJ Stroud to me is like right here, right above Dak. I think they do a lot of things similarly. The offense is better, obviously, in Houston with just more weapons. Now, we mentioned Kyler and Burrow. I like Kyler in this tier too. My concern is if, he's kind of limited on weapons as well. He's not, but he runs enough to where I wouldn't put him in the B tier. I put him here. I put him right here. Right here next to Dak. You think he's better than Dak or worse than Dak? And I think Joe Burrow obviously belongs in the A tier as well. Probably at the back end of the A tier. One more surprise quarterback. I think this might be a surprise quarterback that I want to put in the A tier. A very safe player. A very safe player. Who you guys think I'm going to talk about? Who y'all think it is? He finished as the QB6 last year. I don't see a reason why he won't be like a lock for top 10 again. And he's going outside of the top 10 in drafts right now. Who do you guys think I'm talking about? Who do y'all think I'm talking about? Kirk Cousins. We ain't there with Kirk yet. A-Rich over Mahomes. Y'all rocking with it? Kyler is the top of B or very into A. Why though? Why? Love Burrow and Kyler are B tier. Kyler, when he plays, is like a 20-point guy. He's a 20-point guy. Why would we do that? Why would we put him in the B tier? If you get 20 points, you got to be A tier. I put Murray over Dak. Damn, Murray over Dak? Yep. We talking about Brock, baby, not Goff. Goff to me could, you know what? Maybe we got to put Goff at the back end of this tier too. Maybe we got to put Goff in the back end of this tier too. But I was talking about Brock Purdy. And I think he belongs in this tier. And this isn't, obviously, you guys know me. Like, I've never been a big Brock Purdy guy. But Brock Purdy, I mean, for what it is, he's going to be the exact same player this year, if not better. Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense to not have him as a top 10 quarterback. And then when we talk about guys like Jared Goff, I think Jared Goff, to me, he's been a top 10 consistently guy. He's been consistently top 10, but I think he belongs more in the B tier. You guys agree with that or no? Like, he would start out, he would be one of like those B tier quarterbacks. You guys agree with that or not? Last year, Jared Goff was the QB7, and he's been top 10 in back-to-back seasons. You guys agree with that or not? How are we feeling about these tiers so far? There's only 2 S tier quarterbacks, Josh Allen and Lamar. How are we feeling about that? Goff is the top of the B tier. I'm with you there. We feeling A tier too much? Why are we feeling A tier too much? Why? S tier and A tier should be the top 10 quarterbacks. Anyone after is like B. Right now we got 10 quarterbacks right there in A. Is there anybody that we're missing in the A tier? Because I feel like that Brock Purdy, Jared Goff is kind of the fall off. Y'all agree with that? I think Goff is nice. He's just, he don't really have the same upside. Even Brock Purdy to me has a little bit more upside than a Jared Goff. All right. And then up here at the B tier too, I think we can start to put in some of the more reliable names, guys that have shown that they could be in there. A guy that's probably going to go way later than he should, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins also belongs in this tier, as does Jordan Love. So I'm going to put Jordan Love in here for the upside, and I think he'll have a really nice floor this year. And then where are you at, Kirk? Kirk. Where are you at, Kirk? I can't see, bro. Cousins. There you are. Kirk. And do you think Jordan Love's upside is better than Kirk and Goff's floor? That's a big question. Ain't it? I feel like that's a huge question to me. This is good so far. I think Burrow is the most overrated QB in the league. You know what? I kind of think Burrow's a little overrated too, but he's still in that tier because he has the upside of being like a top 5 guy. He has the upside, right? I think Hurts runs more this year. Why do you think he runs more? They got Saquon for a reason. I'd move Hurts over Mahomes, though. I'm not mad at that, actually. We might have to we'll go back over the tiers after we get these players up. Herbert B tier. I'm not sure Herbert's B tier. What do you guys think? You think Stafford's B tier? I think Stafford is a tier below these guys. I got a couple more I want to put B tier. Let's see. There's a couple more I'm thinking, like just looking at it. I think Trevor Lawrence is up there in the B tier. I think T-Law is mad disrespected. And when it comes to fantasy, and I kind of think Jordan Love. Oh, we'll go back over the tiers in a minute. I think Trevor Lawrence should be up there. And now here we're gonna start getting. You know who else belongs up there? Tua Tagovailoa belongs up there in this tier. And if there's anybody else who belongs in here, it's like the Russell Wilson, Staffords, those guys, right? Geno's. I think that's the next tier down for me. How do you guys feel about that? I think the B tier is locked for me right there. Are we missing any? Oh, one more name. Where are you at? And I think he's B tier. I think Aaron Rodgers has to be B tier. Just for the pure touchdown upside. Just for the upside. Just put Daniel Jones, Mac Jones in the ring. Yo, we are about to delete some of these names. Some of these names can't make the board. There's some trash down there. Straight trash. Where are we putting Russ? Very good question. Tua's in the B tier. Baker. I want to put Baker in this tier. You think Baker is B tier or C tier? That's a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie. Justin Fields is B tier. Ain't no way. If he not the starting quarterback on his team, you can't be B tier. I think Baker Mayfield could be B tier. He supported 2,000-yard receivers last year, and he's going outside of top 20 quarterbacks, which is kind of insane to me.